Over the past 3 months, we have learned to use many tools to help enhance learning in the classroom. The first tool we learned to use was a blog. This blog will be used to show projects related to this class. On my welcome page, here you can see a summary of some of the information that can be found within the blog. Over here is a link to my bio. I also created a tab button. Since blogs are recorded in the order in which you do them, it's nice to have a tab to be able to quickly go to any section of your blog that you wish. A blog is also a great way to disseminate information to a lot of people. This blog that I created here is designed to inform students and parents who are interested and will be participating in the American Music Abroad Band and Choir Gold Tour. Everything from applying for the tour to making an MP3 recording or even getting college credit is explained within these blogs. Edmodo is also a great tool for students to use outside the classroom. We used Edmodo to collect data for a composer project in my music theory class. I designed and developed a project that required the students to incorporate contemporary tools into their learning process. The students were put into groups and then asked to find out certain information about their assigned composer. They compiled their data individually, but then were able to share it through the Edmodo tool. They then turned the information into a PowerPoint and presented it to the class in an organized manner. Here's an example of the PowerPoint. Here is Kyle presenting the material to the class.
Okay, Kyle, everyone contributed by putting on different things. For example, I did the pictures, Shane did some facts, Natalie did some facts, Joey did a story, Alyssa did a story, then Shane did some music, and then I put it all together in this presentation PowerPoint.
The next project assigned to the students was to create a Wordle. The Wordle was a visual representation of their assigned composer's characteristics and traits. Here are some examples of the class Wordles. There are so many tools available to student learners in today's society. This next project also incorporated contemporary tools into the learning process. For example, in this music composition project, we implemented the use of iPads and smartphones. There are many apps that duplicate the sounds of traditional instruments. The students explored these apps and had to create a composition using just their smartphones or iPads and then perform them for the class. Using these devices kept the students engaged and learning with modern-day technology that they enjoy and allowed them to be creative at the same time. Another wonderful tool for the classroom is the interactive whiteboard. In this lesson, students utilized the website musictheory.net and played a timed game that engaged the entire class. The use of the whiteboard allows students to get away from the paper and books and lets them be physically engaged in the learning activity and advances student learning. Both of these projects use contemporary hardware which help to maximize content learning. Recently, the Dallas Brass came to our school and gave clinics to the band students as well as performed in an evening concert with them. This gave the students real-world experience with live musicians. To capture the day's events, I took pictures throughout the day and used iMovie to create a movie trailer. I then posted it on YouTube and attached the link to my blog. Here is an example of my iMovie. For my global outreach project, I was able to work with a classroom in Belgium. My good friend Fien, who's a teacher of 8-year-olds in Belgium, and I decided to have a Skype lesson together. Her young students who only speak Flemish got to meet some of my band students. The Belgians learned their national anthem and sang it for my students. This wasn't an easy task because apparently their national anthem is not in the current language that they speak. The Belgians sang for my students, and then my students learned our national anthem and played a flute duet for them. According to Fien, the students were more than excited to meet the Americans and loved singing for us. This project excited both my students and the students overseas. Here is an example of the students playing flute for their students. And then they sang again for us. Using Skype and creating this lesson allowed me to create learning on a global level and excited the students about learning. We also had to do an online book club. We decided in our group to use Edmodo, and we had to read the book Rewired. We posted the assignments, and we also posted questions throughout the reading. Here is just a discussion of one of the questions that I posted and all the different replies and discussion that went on from that one question using the Edmodo tool. We also did some video reflections. These helped me to gain a deeper appreciation for the wealth of information that is out there. This engaged professional growth and helped me gain knowledge in my subject matter. My resource page is a collection of links and tools for both students and educators. These are utilized in my daily teaching, and many students use them as well. For example, we use smart music on a regular basis in both select symphonic band, music theory, and in our honors wind ensemble classes. There are great tools for students and educators to become more proficient in our subject area. My PLN is a visual representation of my personal learning network. It includes mentors. These are college professors and professional contacts, professional education colleagues. These are teachers who have been teaching for many years or have retired from teaching that are constant resources. And here are some professional organizations that I am a member of. And here are some additional professional resources that I utilize. Learning about all these tools has been an enlightening experience. They have allowed me to be more creative in and out of the classroom. I'm very excited to continue to discover new ways to reach my students.